So you're looking to make a move to Southwest Florida. Maybe you've visited a builder's website or community page and you see this little thing called a CDD. Or maybe you're just browsing property online, you're looking at the tax bills and you're seeing that they're all over the place. In this video, we're going to be talking all about what a CDD is, and we're going to get into it right now. This is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, working, and playing in Southwest Florida, you're in the right place. Subscribe below, tap the bell for notifications so that you can be the first to know when a new video is live on our channel. Hi, my name is Kristen Van Hookelum. I'm with Team 239 in Southwest Florida. We serve the whole Southwest Florida area, everywhere from Marco Island, Naples, Bonita Springs, Estero, Fort Myers, Babcock Ranch, and even Cape Coral. And we get calls, texts, and emails every day from people just like you looking to make a move to Southwest Florida. We've helped many of them, so whether you're looking to make a move in 9 days or 90 days, feel free to shoot us a text, send us an email. All of the contact information is in this video description below so that we can help you make a smooth move to Southwest Florida as well. So what is a CDD, and is it the same thing as an HOA? So first and foremost, CDDs and HOAs are two different things, although they do work together so that the community can be run harmoniously. What is a CDD? This question comes up all the time, especially when I'm showing new construction communities. We get through the process, we are looking at homes and checking out the site, and then we look at the breakdown of fees, and there's this little thing called a CDD, and the person usually asks, what the heck is a CDD? So, a CDD stands for Community Development District. The proper definition as a CDD, as Chapter 190 of the Florida Statutes reads, a CDD's main powers are to plan, finance, construct, operate, and maintain community-wide infrastructure and services specifically for the benefit of its residents. In layman's terms, a developer is planning on developing a beautiful community. They take out a bond so that they can develop this community, and then they pass that cost off to the homeowners. I'm going to give you a scenario so that you can put it all together. For this scenario, we're going to use Camarada companies. This is the developer of the Place at Corkscrew and Verdana Village, located off of Corkscrew in Estero. Now, if you know this area, you know that it's pretty desolate. The streets are really not finished. It's an area that is really growing and developing. It's way out east, and it's probably 7 to 10 miles maybe to shopping and dining, or what locals call civilization. So the developer, Camarada Company, seeks out land to build an amenity-rich community like Verdana Village or the Place in Estero. The developer has to construct the roadways, the streetlights, the city water and sewer systems, and of course all of the amenities. But it has to be paid for. So he takes out a bond, and then they pass the cost of all of those amenities and that infrastructure off to the homeowner. That's the CDD. So we talked a lot about roadways and infrastructure. This is new construction communities, although CDDs can be in place for 15, 20, 25, even 30 years. However, if we take communities like the Place at Corkscrew and even Verdana Village, and we compare that with Valencia Trails in Naples, which is right off of Immokalee Road in a pretty developed area, while all of those communities are new construction, 2 of them have CDDs and 1 does not. So the 2 that have CDDs are in Estero, and the 1 that does not is in Naples. Why is that? I'm going to have my team pull up a map and show you the location of these communities so that you can see where they are in their respective cities. You can see that Valencia Trails is in an area that already has streetlights and roadways and even water systems connected. So it does not then have a CDD. As you're looking at new construction communities, just because it's new construction, know that it does not necessarily mean that it has to have a CDD. Also, to the contrary, if you're looking at a community that's maybe 15 years old, it may have a CDD, so be prepared for that. All right, so we covered what a CDD is and even a scenario, so we know that these exist. How do you pay for it, and what does it cost? The CDD is a non-ad valorem tax. It's going to be on the tax roll and broken out as such. So how do you pay it? You're going to be paying it in your taxes. And how much does it cost? So I usually get people that say, okay, Kristen, well, how much does a typical CDD cost? Like, what can I actually expect to pay? Here in Naples, Florida, we see CDDs go from $1,000 a year, all the way upwards and over $2,000 a year, depending on the community and what amenities are offered in it. As I mentioned, the CDD is usually in effect between 15 and 30 years. However, once the bond is fully paid off, there is still usually a maintenance portion that stays on. If a CDD costs so much and it's on the tax bill for 30 years, and then even after it's paid off, there's still a maintenance portion that's still on there, why would anybody choose to live in a community with a CDD? Well, there's a couple of reasons, and the first scenario is the buyer that looks to live in communities that aren't really developed, so that there's a lot of upside on their purchase. So if they're purchasing at pre-construction pricing and then selling off their home every 5 years or so, and then purchasing in another new construction community, I've had scenarios where buyers are now paying cash for their property because they have so much equity in their home. The other scenario is that the home buyer is looking to live in a community with the amenities that developer is putting in place for them. So if you know the place at Corkscrew and you have seen their resort style pool and the bourbon bar and the outdoor eating area, and you've seen their pool and their rock water slide, it's pretty cool, and somebody has to pay for it. Usually people don't mind paying for the amenity that they are going to be using. So that's the other scenario where we see people that are happy to pay the CDD fee. Now let's go to the flip side. What if you've already purchased in a CDD community and now you're looking to sell your home? Do you have to pay that off when you sell your home? How does that work? The CDD is not tied to the owner, it's tied to the property. So that means that when the seller or owner sells off their property, they're also relieved from any financial obligation to that CDD, unless there's a mishap in the listing process or in the sales process during the transaction. A good realtor will be in contact with the company that's managing your CDD and prepare all of the necessary documentation before you list your home for sale to protect you. Part of these disclosures include what the CDD costs per year and what the balance left on that CDD is. So to circle back to our first question, is a CDD and an HOA the same thing? No, it's not. We'll cover what an HOA is in another video. As for the rest of it, CDDs, HOAs, MSTUs, ad valorem taxes, non-ad valorem taxes, there is so much to know. It can feel overwhelming when you're going at it alone. That's why it's important to connect with an agent that knows what they're doing, that has experience and has worked with these things before. If you have questions about your home search, about taxes that you're seeing online or a CDD, feel free to shoot us a text. I'm happy to always give a quick response to that. If you want a more in-depth conversation, we have time slots available on our calendar. You can go ahead and click that in the video description below. We'll see you next time.